Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be setting up / Frankenplanning my mini happy planner for 2020. I've been putting off making this video just because I wasn't 100% sure exactly what I wanted to use for my 2020 catch-all planner. All I knew is that I wanted to stick with the dashboard layout. I've become so familiar with it and it is just like my safe place. I love it so much, the way it's broken down. It absolutely works for me, so I didn't want to stick to this layout. The problem is I didn't know if I did want to stick with this homebody layout or the traditional dashboard layout, just because there are a few differences between the two. So let me show you really quick what those are. And so this is a weekly page. So in the original dashboard layout, they had the errands box on the left hand side and the to buy section on the right hand side of it, and then we have calls and emails and then bills to pay. On the new dashboard layout, they have switched over the to buy section, so they switched it over to the left and it is much longer. And then they added the errands box on the right hand side and completely got rid of calls and emails and bills to pay, and they switched it over to just important. As soon as I saw that these changes were made, I wasn't too sure about it, but I really did want this planner just because I am loving the divider page. I think it's so beautiful, and just look at those are so pretty. I love them. And in this specific one, which is the You Got This Mama, and this one has these dividers. The monthly is pretty neutral as opposed to this one, which is of course the homebody florals and the greens and stuff like that. So this one is really plain, but I am not loving these two right here. But other than that, it's pretty plain, and this is what I love. Think it would be a lot of work to have to cover up these month by month, so I'm not sure that I'm liking this, but I do love the divider and this page as well. So if we go back to a weekly spread as well, I am just so used to this layout right here. I don't know if I could get used to this new layout just because of the way it's set up. I feel I have gotten so used to how this layout is set up to be, and let me go ahead and show you. So because I cover up the errands box, I feel like a book in a way. A book we read from left to right, so I feel like when I look at this page, my eye goes from left to right. And if I were to look at this layout again, if I were to do my decoration right over here, my eye would go straight here and then back over here and then over here. And I know that sounds so silly, but that's how my brain works. And I think that's going to be a problem for me. And as much as I want to just use this whole homebody spread just like how it is, I feel like it's not going to work out for me. And so what I was thinking about doing is use the currently page and the divider, and then use the monthly and weekly pages from this planner. So if I were to do that, I would see this, and then as soon as I flip this over for the weekly view, I would then get this instead of this. I feel like this setup is gonna work better for me. I also didn't like that it still said dinner plans up here. I don't use that necessarily for that purpose. So I like that this one, it is just plain. It doesn't have any writing. I could technically write whatever I would like here, whether it's workouts I'm tracking, my work schedule, whatever it is, I can just input it and be ready to go. As opposed to this one, what I've been doing in my Supermom layout is covering it with washi or some sort of sticker just to cover up the dinner plans. So that is what I like about this one as well. And another thing that was really bugging me were these lines up here at the top. To me, that looks like a barcode. I might be crazy, but that is kind of what it looks like to me. I am not liking that at all. I don't understand what the purpose of that is, and I don't like it either. So I know that I do love the currently page and the dividers. That's what I know. And I also didn't want to use this cover. I really worry about the inside cover, and this one is green and white, and I would much rather prefer this soft pink and white. I think this would look much better. That is how I kind of have it set up in my current catch-all. I have this cover, which is not the cover of the Supermom planner, and that is what is in here. This is the Supermom layout, but it does have this cover for the same reason that I wanted the pink, because I think the pink with my pink cover go really well together. It was really going to bug me if this green with the pink was on here. And again, that sounds silly, but that is just the way that I like my planner to be laid out. And so I'm thinking that this setup is going to work out best for me. And so I'm going to go ahead and stick with these discs as well. Normally, I would have changed them to black or white just because they're such neutral colors. But I'm thinking that these ones are really light and soft, and I think it goes really well with this cover and the insides as well. So I don't think I'll mind them too much, but don't be surprised if you see me changing them to black, which is what I currently have, and I absolutely love them. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me rip out this. We don't need that. We'll get rid of this lovely welcome from these ladies. And of course, I want to use the name page from Homebody. And I'm going to be using this as well because this one, of course, is just plain. And even though it's so pretty, I do really prefer this. And if we switch the page, then we have the monthly views, and I am loving these colors on this page. So I think I'm going to stick with this. So I am going to need all of this, and I am going to set it up right up here, and then get rid of all of this up here. So actually not even all of that, so just this at the front. So these are gone, and then I am going to need to glue this divider with this one, and that way once I turn the page, it'll automatically go into this monthly view instead of the Homebody view. So I'm just gonna run a little tape run here. That way it just flows smoothly from one thing to the other. And I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my tape runner really quick, and that way we start this process. So I'm just gonna run it down the edges really nicely, and maybe some on this side as well, and then the top too. And I do want to get the tab in there just so that has some as well. And then I'm just going to line it up right over here. So maybe we could do it this way instead. And that way everything lines up nicely, just like that. So let's see, and we automatically flip over to the plain monthly view. And then of course we'll just have the regular dashboard layout. And that is how I'm going to be setting up the rest of the year, except I think I'm only going to put in a few months in here because I do want to Frankenplan it with my other minis in here as well. So I want to leave enough room to do all of those. So let's go to this page and we'll input it in here. And this is going to need to get glued as well. That way we have the currently page from Homebody instead of this one. So this also needs some glue. That way it runs seamlessly throughout, and put tape on these two dividers as well. Okay, so I went ahead and did up until March, and this is what I have so far. So we have the Homebody name page. We have the years at a glance, the monthly overviews, and then we have the currently page with the divider. And if we switch it, we have both of the dividers taped on. So we have this neutral page and we have this layout. So if we keep going, then we go back to the Homebody currently and divider. We have these glued on as well as these two. And then we flip over to the nice and clean monthly view. And that is what I have done up until April. So we have this. And then I'm going to go ahead and take out the rest of these months so we can add the other planners that I plan to put in this one. So all of my minis are just in one place. So I need to get rid of all of this, and I'll put them in different discs. So when I'm done with a couple of months, I'll just go ahead and switch out the old months with the new months. So just December, and there we go. And I do want to add some dashboards as well, so I can go ahead and spread them out between each of the layouts that I'm going to be using. And these dashboards have been trimmed down. They were originally classic size dashboards that I had found at Walmart, and they look like this. I got them on clearance for $1. They were $4.24, but they were on sale for $1, so I did grab a few. And I just love these dashboards because they have the clear up top, and for the most part you can see right through them. So even if I have my dashboard on top, I'd still be able to see. So I love these. And I'll go ahead and place this one right here. So then I could add the next layout, which is my vertical layout. And this layout is the one that I've just been using to play around with stickers. I don't write in this one, and so this is to inspire you guys and to just play with more stickers, plain and simple. And so this planner runs until June of 2020. So I still have all this to go. So this is the next section that I want to add right over here. So we'll do just a few months at a time. Oh, this one is fun. Forget flowers, bring me fries. That's adorable. And let's add this one and another one. This one is so pretty, and I think it matches the cover as well. Yeah, how cute is that? So let's put this one, and then I want to go ahead and add this last dashboard. So let's get rid of Homebody And we'll add this last one because in this last section, I want to go ahead and add this horizontal wrong. This one is going to be used for my handwriting challenge. I will continue that in 2020, but I did want a smaller horizontal for this. I have been using a big for 18 months, and this thing is just ginormous. I was like, go big or go home. If I'm gonna practice my handwriting and lettering, I am going to need all the space that I could get. And so I have been at this thing for 18 months, and these are expander discs, but I am ready to downsize and use a mini for 2020. And for this planner, I don't need it to be plain or just black. I do want some color in here because I love using black brush pens or regular pens, and the color in the layout really helps, and that way I can just add a few little stickers here and there and call it a day. So that is going to be my next section. And let's see, I think with this one, let's go ahead and add the name page and everything. Why not? So again, we're just gonna add a few months to this because we will have 3 planners in here. So I, of course, don't want it to be too bulky. So maybe I could do 1 more. Oh, and actually I just noticed that I did not flip this out. Okay, there we go. March, and then April. And then that's gonna be that. So let's put that one away as well, and we'll go ahead and flip it up to the front over here because this last dashboard is going to indicate the week that I'm on. So this one will just hang out up here at the front. All right, there we go. So I think she is ready to go for 2020. Like, I think I am pretty happy with what I have done. I liked bits and pieces of Homebody, but I just didn't like that layout situation. It was bugging me. I didn't know what to do with it. I was even starting to feel bad for not wanting to use Homebody. Like, who does not want to use Homebody? But I think this is going to be better for me. It's going to work out in my mind. The way that I read this is left to right. So it just makes sense to me, and this is going to be a great option for me. I'm excited, and I'm glad I finally was able to decide exactly what I wanted to do. So this is going to be my setup for my mini happy planner for 2020. I am really excited, especially about moving into a mini for my handwriting challenge. I think this is going to be a great choice for me as well. The big was really starting to get overwhelming, and I am just glad that I stuck to one whole planner for 18 months. And I'm just ready to downsize, and this is going to be the perfect planner for my writing challenge. So I am super excited to be starting this new planner. I cannot wait. I am pretty excited about it now that I have it figured out, and I can't wait to start using this. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to check me over on Instagram at stephanyhappilyplans. And I'll see you next time.